Ready, but it's going. Okay.
I was about to start a job, and I got a call from Pat Dinah. I'm Peter Rideout, a friend of Richard Koenig. I was about to start a job when Pat Dinah called me. He was down at the arraignment, and he said, Richard's in bad shape. Apparently they've drugged him. He couldn't stand without help from two deputies. His speech was garbled, so I canceled my job, and I went to the library to look up his doctor's, Emily Lynn's number, and I called her office. She was out of the office that day. She doesn't work that day. I told them that this is an emergency, that they have to call down to the jail and tell them to stop giving him these psychotropic drugs or whatever they're giving him, that he's making him incapacitated. They said they tried to get a hold of her and they could not. I went down to the Oregonian and I said, there's a crime being committed, abuse of a inmate in Marion County, and they gave me a gentleman named Brian got on the phone, and I gave him some information, what little I knew. That I said at first that they were trying to lobotomize him. He said no, they couldn't. I said, with drugs they're trying to lobotomize Richard Koenig. I said, can you look into this situation? I understand that what's happening behind the reason they're persecuting him. I don't want you to go into that. I just want you to be sure to look into the fact that they are abusing him. He said he would look into it. I said, would you call his psychiatrist's office? He said, well, I'll talk to his lawyer. I gave his lawyer's number, Brooke Stead. He said, I'll talk. I said, will you call down to the jail? I want to talk to the lawyer first. If he's in the real bad shape that you claim he's in, his lawyer wouldn't allow him to be arraigned. That's his understanding. So after that, we parted ways. He said he'd call me back, and a little while later he called and said that he just got a recording from his Richard's lawyer, but he'd look into it later on. So, and he also said that he looked up information on Richard, and he's a gadfly. So I looked up the definition of gadfly, and basically a gadfly is someone who's annoying. So I said to him, I gave the story that Keith told me about how 9 cop cars surrounded him, with guns drawn. It seems, and now he's being drugged by the jailers. Seems like they're treating him a little more seriously than a mere annoyance. I called down to the Dr. Lynn's office again, re-emphasizing this is a emergency situation. Can you have a doctor call down there and say they're concerned? And the lady said, well, this is a legal thing and they can't unless they've. I said, just call down. Can they call down as just a concerned citizen and mention that they're a doctor? She said, well, they're all in conference. I'll see what I can do. I'll talk to the doctors. And that pretty much brings us up to date as to, around 4:30 I called the jail, and I said, I'm concerned about the treatment of one of your prisoners, Richard Koenig. I gave the number. So I'll switch you over to a sergeant. I forget the sergeant's name. And she was, I talked to Richard afterwards, and he was coherent, and we took him to the hospital, and I said, well, he was in fine health. Well, he wasn't feeling very well, and so he's being treated. I said, he was thrown in the hole, and he couldn't receive. Oh no, he can receive visitors. You have to go online, and there's certain days, it goes by alphabetical. He can receive visitors. Lying to her teeth, of course. I mean, who has the motive to lie? The people that said he was incoherent, he couldn't stand on his own, or now these people backing off now that they know this is out in the public domain. I rest my case.
What is